good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the best YouTuber merch of 2018. This is the year of the merch. I would say at the end of last year as well. YouTubers have been doing merch forever, but it's getting crazy. People are just going nuts with it. So we got so many different merch to break down, the best and the worst. I got a cool way to show you guys some of my favorite merch on my snaps, we'll talk about a little bit later, as well as if you don't follow me on Instagram and watch my Instagram stories, you have to follow me. I'm taking over as the most fire Instagram stories. Now there's other people who have more fire pictures. I think I have the most fire stories, so follow me if you want to see those. I think I have the most fire stories on Instagram. If you have anybody to compete, go ahead and at me, and maybe they're better. But for now, what we're gonna do is go ahead and just break down all the different merches, talk about what merch is, because there's a lot of different YouTubers who have clothing lines. Now, merchandise, I think, is when you just put your name or some sort of logo that represents you on a t-shirt and you sell it to your viewers. Now, this has been the model for a very long time because people have been doing this as a second form of income. YouTube is kind of up and down, you know, ad revenue, apocalypse, demonetization. So merchandise is a way for YouTubers to kind of make more money as far as supporting themselves, as well as a viewer gets something to represent them if they want to show their friends, show their school, different things like that. So it is kind of like a win-win situation. I've come out with two things of merch. My first one right here is this Comfort Color shirt. It has my signature on the front and it says, you know, SS whatever on the back. 1 of 72. They sold out in 2 minutes. I was very thankful for that. I need to make more merchandise. But to tell you about the truth behind things, so like this shirt here is Comfort Colors. To print this and to get it for the quantity that I had, it was $12.50, I believe. Sold them for about $25 if I can remember correctly, so that's a $12.50 profit. If I wanted to go with the Gildan cheaper t-shirts, that's the cheapest one possible, I could have gotten them for $4.90 and then made a $20 plus profit. So when you're using those cheaper quality materials, that's the only thing that I would say with the problem I have is when people charge a lot for something that costs them dollars, like $3 to make. And if you produce it in way bigger quantities, you're gonna get charged a lot less. So if you produce 1,000 shirts, you're gonna get each price of the shirt a lot cheaper. I do think that this merch wave was kind of pushed by Jake and Logan Paul because YouTubers started to see how much money there is there, again, because obviously people doing merch for so long. But apparently the number came out that Logan Paul was making 10 figures a month just off merch alone. So everybody was like, wow, I need to get a piece of that. Mainly what I mean by when I say the truth behind YouTuber merch is that there's so many different ways of doing merch and ways of people making money. Now, like I've said, when you're doing these different merchandise, it is a way to make money as well as to give back to your fans. But where I'm mainly talking about the truth in the matter is about kind of the margins. So when you buy on a place like Fanjoy or when you sell on Fanjoy, basically they do absolutely everything. They handle all the shipping, they handle everything. Just basically upload a design to their website if you're the creator, and then it sells. They do all the making of the shirts, blah, blah, blah. The other end is if you're doing it yourself or if you're making an actual clothing brand like H3H Productions with their Teddy Fresh line, or like Richie Lee with the Richie Lee collection, or Banks with the Loose Change. That takes a lot of money and materials to make this different clothing brands because they're actually, like, you know, using real nice materials, rather than if you're going to like a Fanjoy place, you know, they're not gonna be that high of a quality t-shirt. Now, I've released merch before. I released one t-shirt. It was like 72 made. They sold in like 2 minutes, but I had to pack everything and ship it all myself. It took like a whole day to do all that, which when you go through like Fanjoy, you don't have to worry about that. So the majority of the YouTubers, I would say, use Fanjoy, and I don't see absolutely any problem in that because it's an easy way for the creator to push out clothing to their viewers. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be amazing quality. Majority of the time, people don't care. Like, if you're a fan of Logan Paul or Jake Paul, you're a younger fan, you maybe be like 10 years old, 15 years old, you're not worried about how nice a t-shirt is. But when you're going for a certain demographic, like Banks with a Loose Change line, or Teddy Fresh with H3 and Ela, I keep saying H3, but it's Ela's line and Ela's clothing company, you're aiming for somebody who wants a quality product because you're putting like your heart and soul into it. So I don't want to go much more into Logan Paul and Jake Paul's merch because I've talked a lot about Jake Paul's, did a Rice Gum versus Jake Paul video, and I kind of compared the two. And Fanjoy, most of the time, they're going to have the same quality. I'm assuming they all get from the same distribution center where they have all the clothes. So Jake Paul, I'm not going to really touch on it as we talk about designs and all that in my other video. There are people like David Dobrik who has designs. Now, this is kind of like your classic university font. It says clickbait, vlog squad, or whatever that says. Very simple, and I think for like what he's going for, I don't really see a problem with all of this. I think this is an easy way to push out designs that have to do maybe with like a certain vlog like this one, if they have something with somebody taped up. I haven't seen that exact video, but I would assume it's from one of his videos. 40 bucks, Jason Nash taped up. They have a pretty good price point when it comes to this because of how they can manufacture so many of the shirts and used it certain quality t-shirts. So not going to go much into that. One of the main ones I want to talk about is Clout Gang merch. Now, Clout Gang, I'm somewhat of association. I've been to the Clout house. I'm friends with Wolfie Banks, blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to try to keep it, as you know, unbiased as possible and just stay fair with kind of the criticisms or just what I'm talking about with the merch. Now, I really, really like what Clout Gang is doing. Now, I don't know who's behind the designing. I know maybe it's the person that's helping with loose change with Banks, but it looks like very high quality stuff, but it is a higher price. Now, a long sleeve t-shirt is 50 bucks, t-shirt's 35. So t-shirt 35 is not too bad. That is on the higher side, but if you look at the types of shirts they're using, and if you like specifically streetwear, you can tell that they're using more of an over dyed wash shirt. Now, this one maybe not specifically. I do like that little Clout Gang tag on that. It looks like it would be from a designer. But they use, you know, this right here is like an overwashed, overdyed shirt, which is an extra process, which costs extra money when you're trying to put together merchandise. And this is more merchandise rather than like a clothing line, but it's got like that faded look. It's got the nice text. I really like the overall look of this, and I think if this was another, like, let's say you're going to a store that sells designer streetwear or anything like that, you could find something like this and it would still look good. And I think for YouTubers, it is a good thing to come out with, maybe because specifically I'm the one who likes, you know, that lane of things. I know Banks, Rice, and Wolfie, all part of the Clout Gang, they like streetwear, mainly hype stuff. Banks not really hype as much as Wolfie and Rice, but this kind of their streetwear, you know, side of things, I think it shows in this, and I think they do have a hand in designing, and I think it is really cool what they're doing, as well as like they have this bomber jacket. 170 is a little tough for a bomber jacket because I know their viewers are probably on the younger side. They might not be able to afford that, but if they're using good quality, I don't see where, you know, Banks is wearing it there, and I know Banks is kind of a sucker for quality, and like the stuff with his loose change, that was very quality stuff. So I think it is still high to be a YouTuber's merchandise, but I do like the overall vibe of it. You got the old English font, which is very prominent in, you know, streetwear. Overall, I'm a fan of what Clout Gang has going with their merch. Next one I want to talk about is somebody that I have kind of been playing Fortnite with for a while now. I don't really want to talk too much about Fortnite on this channel because I know some of you guys are indifferent about it, but I still think it's a fun game and I play it a lot right now. Justin Escalona wants to make a kind of joint squad YouTube channel where it's me, him, and 2 other YouTubers, because Justin and I have played squads before. And we make a channel where we basically, you know, play Fortnite together and cut up all the footage and have this, you know, joint channel we all play and just highlights and different things like that. So we're looking for 2 other people to join us, but that just kind of a little blip of that. Maybe you guys, I had some people asking me about that. He has 1340 collective. Now, 1340, to my knowledge, was his apartment number and one of his college dorms, and he comes out with different rounds of the drops, and a lot of people have told me that he is the one that I need to show, because I asked on Twitter who had the best merchandise, and a lot of people say I should show him. Now, he has so many different types of merch, and I think it's really cool. I would assume he just does smaller drops, and each time it's gone, and so I like that fact of things, and I might need to start doing that soon, because I really like that idea of having a small amount of shirts. This one says banned from the internet. It's got a cool little thing. Now, I just like the versatility in the merch. If you don't like 1 week's or 1 time of the merch, you can get a different one. So like, here's a different design for a different week. I'm assuming this is something that happened in one of his vlogs and he put it in there. So, and it has all the different characters. I really like that, and I do like the different types. I like the story behind it. I think Justin has a good eye for things. He also, you know, wears different things like minimal denim. So I think it is really cool. Now, 45 for a t-shirt is a little bit on the higher side, but I like the overall designs, and I would assume he has pretty decent quality when it comes to that. He is one of the ones you guys told me I had to look at. Basically, what I was talking about earlier with Snups is I wanted to show you guys a new shelf that I was going to be creating. Basically, on Snups, you create a shelf and you can post different things. Most of the time, what I've done previously is I'll post different clothes from different events, or just clothes that I have from my favorite collections of what I have specifically. Now, you could buy stuff, you can sell stuff on Snups. There's also groups on Snups. But what I'm going to be doing, I've been saying that word a lot, is posting my favorite merchandise items that I have right now. Now, I'm not going to show you everything because I want you to go to the app and see my favorite stuff on the app specifically. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and take a few pictures, post them on my shelf, and then you guys can see, you know, what I'm going ahead and be buying. I will be adding to this shelf in the future. Now, I like to have, you know, around 6 to 7 to 8 items on my shelves. Typically, I'm gonna have 3 on this one. I'm gonna be adding to the items now. in reality, 2 of these things are my own, you know, merchandise. But I want to do this because I want to add to this in the future, add tour merch and YouTubers merch that I like and that I get over time and add it to that shelf and kind of progress. So basically, I'm gonna be showing you guys some pictures of them, talking about why I like them, talk about the quality of them, and just overall my thoughts and designs, and maybe even my thoughts and design of my own personal merch. And then when I come out with my newest merch, I'm probably gonna be coming with some merch here in the next month. I'll post it there first on my stuff. So you can download the link down below if you want to check it out. While we're over here, let's go ahead and do an outfit breakdown. I got my mirror here today. Let's go ahead and show the outfit. I got the Pleasures t-shirt. I got the pants from Forever 21. They're kind of like, you got the like paneling there. These are 20 bucks. Then I got the Travis Scott Air Force Ones. If you don't know, these have the removable Nike swoosh on there. Pretty cool. That's today's outfit. Very simple. Wanted to show you guys. I haven't done an outfit breakdown in a while, but while we're doing this, I thought, why not? Now with Ethan and Hila and Teddy Fresh, I really like how when YouTube had their Adpocalypse, Hila had always been wanting to do a clothing line, and that's kind of one of the things that they took on when it came to that. And I like hearing her talk about it now and how passionate she is about it because she's into clothing and everything like that. The vibes I get from Teddy Fresh are more of a vintage pastel-y color block when it comes to the designs and just overall kind of like vintage designs with this Sherpa jacket, the corduroy hats. I like it, and I like the vibe of it. Now, it's not something I would probably wear every day, but to support them, I would definitely wear it, as well as I just like seeing somebody put something to vision to something and then kind of executing it and making it like actual clothing brand, not just gilded t-shirts. So I assume they're using all their own, you know, t-shirts, manufactured stuff. Cut and sew pieces is what I would guess. I like their nice little logo. I mean, it's kind of on that like older vintage side, but it's just, these are something that I wouldn't wear every day, like I said, but I do appreciate what's there and the culture of it. And so I really support them and what they're doing, and I like what they're doing. And the stuff when they're doing this, again, this is one of those things where it costs a good amount of money. This is something I wouldn't classify as merch. It's gonna cost them money to get these own pieces and their own designs through them, rather than just mass producing a t-shirt. So mad respect to them. 75 bucks for a sweater. I think that's decent if it's gonna be decent quality, and everybody that I've seen talk about the merch that they've had, I just said merch, the clothing that they had said it is good quality. Another person from the Clout gang I want to talk about specifically is Wolfie. Now, I'm not sure exactly if all of these are filtered through Fanjoy, because on Fanjoy's website, they do showcase him as one of the influencers. Okay, so it takes you to his website, but I guess it could possibly be, you know, fulfilled through them. Maybe not, because it looks like his own tags, but I really like some of the vibes that he has going. Now, again, he's one of those people that likes a little bit of that hype stuff. I can see, you know, his designing through what he's going for. Specifically, I wanted to touch on this hoodie here because I have a similar one right here. This is from Daniel Patrick, 250 bucks, acid wash hoodie. A lot of you guys asked me about it. Very expensive, not sure if it's, you know, fully worth it for the quality that you're getting. His is 50 and has a very similar look. I just like, you know, I think that that's kind of like that grungy look, and I just like the overall vibe. The back is a little, you know, large of kind of like, I'm more of like a simplistic, but I can understand what he's going for. But I could guess that this is probably going through Fanjoy, so they have similar quality to David Dobrik's, Jake Paul's, but that is completely fine. Then we got to talk about Maverick by Logan Paul. Now, I don't know what's going on with this after all the controversy he's had. A lot of this stuff is on sale. Another one of those things, mass-produced. Apparently, he's making 10 figures a month, or was making 10 figures a month off merch alone, and I think that is one of the big things that pushed people to start doing merch again. He's got his logo, he's got sayings from his videos, he's a younger demographic, every shirt's $10, so maybe, I don't know if that's something to do with all this stuff he's been going on, but it's simple logo, nothing really crazy about it. I wouldn't assume anything's crazy with quality, but again, you're looking at demographics, who he's selling to, it makes sense. Another person would be Kofi or Unknown Vlogs. I really like his merchandise. He has this hoodie, it's called the Crew Hoodie. I like the stylings of it. It reminds me of a little bit of that high fashion side of things. For 50 pounds, you can see independent cultural youth. I really like his stuff. I think he is one of the greater, I think he dresses better than me by far. On YouTube, I think he's one of the better dressers. Jacob and I had this conversation yesterday, Jacob Starr. And I really like this hoodie. Simple, but still has that cool, kind of different and unique vibe to it. And then lastly, a lot of you guys wanted me to talk about Brad Hall. Now, if you don't know who he is, he's kind of different when it comes to sneakers and streetwear. He does unique reviews, we'll say. They told me to go on here and look at his stuff. Was very confused. Shoehorn that says, "Thank you for buying this." Brad Hall, $5. It's sold out with a mannequin's hand. Very odd, as well as a Yeezy painting That's $700. Not sure what's going on here. Kind of makes sense with the content that he makes because I don't know exactly what's going on there as well. So I think that's gonna be everything with the merch. Now, again, I don't have any problems with anybody's merchandise or anything like that. I just want to point out some of my favorite and a little bit of the truth behind it with how much the, people are making between the shirt and how much it's selling for. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Harrison signing out.